So these are Medal of Honor winners, and the government, when they give a Medal of Honor to somebody, there's not that many folks who earn that honor, but when they do, there's a citation, which is basically a short essay about why the guy is getting the Medal of Honor. So this is Clarence B. Craft. Rank in organization, private first class. That's about as low as you can get, I think. United States Army, Company G, 382nd Infantry, 96th Infantry Division. Place and date, Hen Hill, Okinawa, Ryukyu Islands, 31 May 1945. Entered service at Santa Ana, California. Birth, San Bernardino, California. GO number 97, 1 November 1945. Citation. So this is where it actually explains what he did. Private Craft was a rifleman when his platoon spearheaded an attack on Hen Hill, the tactical position on which the entire Nahashuri-Yonaburu line of Japanese defense on Okinawa Ryukyu Islands was hinged. For 12 days, our forces had been stalled and repeated heavy assaults by one battalion, and then another had been thrown back by the enemy with serious casualties. With 5 comrades, Private Craft was dispatched in advance of Company G to feel out the enemy resistance. The group had proceeded only a short distance up the slope when rifle and machine gun fire, coupled with a terrific barrage of grenades, wounded 3 and pinned down the others. Against odds that appeared suicidal, Private Craft launched a remarkable one-man attack. He stood up in full view of the enemy and began shooting with deadly marksmanship whenever he saw a hostile movement. He steadily advanced up the hill, killing Japanese soldiers with rapid fire, driving others to cover in their strongly disposed trenches, unhesitatingly facing alone the strength that had previously beaten back attacks in battalion strength. He reached the crest of the hill where he stood silhouetted against the sky while quickly throwing grenades at extremely short range into enemy positions. His extraordinary assault lifted the pressure from his company for the moment, allowing members of his platoon to comply with his motions to advance and pass him more grenades. With the chain of his comrades supplying him while he stood atop the hill, he furiously hurled a total of 2 cases of grenades into a main trench and other positions on the reverse slope of Hen Hill. Meanwhile, directing the aim of his fellow soldiers who threw grenades from the slope below him. Get that, he's saying, okay, over there, but the grenade goes over his head. He left his position where grenades from both sides were passing over his head and bursting on either slope to attack the main enemy trench as confusion and panic seized the defenders. Straddling the excavation, he pumped rifle fire into the Japanese at point-blank range, killing many and causing the others to flee down the trench. Pursuing them, he came upon a heavy machine gun which was still creating havoc in the American ranks. With rifle fire and a grenade, he wiped out this position. By this time, the Japanese were in complete rout, and American forces were swarming over the hill. Private Craft continued down the central trench to the mouth of a cave where many of the enemy had taken cover. A satchel charge was brought to him, and he tossed it into the cave. It failed to explode. With great daring, the intrepid fighter retrieved the charge from the cave, relighted the fuse, and threw it back, sealing up the Japanese in a tomb. In the local action against tremendously superior forces, heavily armed with rifles, machine guns, mortars, and grenades, Private Craft killed at least 25 of the enemy. But his contribution to the campaign on Okinawa was of much more far-reaching consequence, for Hen Hill was the key to the entire defense line, which rapidly crumbled after his utterly fearless and heroic attack. That's Clarence B. Craft, 1945. No applause needed.
So it didn't say that he was wounded or also got.
He's one of, if you read the Medals of Honor, many of them, most of them die, earn it, and they die. A very large number of them get the Medal of Honor for jumping on grenades, saving people around them by falling on a grenade, and that's a lot of them. And most of them. I would say 2/3, a good majority died. But it doesn't, he wasn't. In fact, I've looked him up on the internet. I think he died as an old man, like in his 80s in Arkansas.